My name is Chris Colucci. I'm President and CEO for the Markham Board of Trade, your local Chamber of Commerce. And today we're at the International Women's Day follow-on, where we go from celebrating to connecting at Markham Board of Trade's Women's Networking Lunch. And we're going to go through a few stories with our members and community, in particular, Charlotte Kirby with the Village Hive. Perhaps you could tell the folks a little bit about yourself and about your business organization in the community.
Yes, thank you very much for having me here. I'm very excited to be at this event. It's one of my favorite events of the year. Well, it happens twice a year, so I have to say the two favorite events of the year. So I'm Charlotte Kirby, the founder of the Village Hive. So we're a co-working space. Back, I guess, 12 years ago, I was feeling a little bit lonely working from home and working a corporate job, not so happy, and felt that I wanted to start my own business. Long story short, the Village Hive is a space where entrepreneurs or remote workers, small businesses can come and share office space. But it's much more than that. It's not just about the desks and the offices and the meeting rooms. It's about community, and it's about collaborations and ideas that come from bringing people together versus sitting in your own office at home or the kitchen table.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And, many women in leadership describe a moment where they, kind of stopped waiting for permission and started leading in their own way. Is that something you'd experience? And what did that look like for you?
Before I started my own business, I was in a leadership role, but I did not feel like a leader. I felt very alone and isolated. And as a leader, I think you need to have that support around you, and it needs to be a positive support system, not just given that role of you're a director and feeling that all of a sudden, I can lead, I can do this job just because I have the title, but I never felt like I was really a director or a leader. So when I stepped into a role as an entrepreneur, that's when I felt a little bit of imposter syndrome, because here I am running my own business. I've never done it before. I have no clue what I'm doing, but I knew it was the right thing to do. But it was really exciting to actually do things on my terms and move things quickly. And I think that's the great thing about leadership. If you are running your own business, you can move things as quickly or slowly as you like. If you're working in the corporate world, it wasn't for me because things just moved too slowly. And so therefore I didn't feel that leadership was really something that I was stepping into in that.
No, and that difference from corporate to being an entrepreneur and a business person is it's a whole different trip.
It is, yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. Yeah. And so for your part as a member of Markham Board of Trade, what have you found you like the most about Markham Board of Trade, and how has it benefited you?
I've been a member of the Markham Board of Trade for many years now, probably since I started my business. So it's at least got to be 10 years. Maybe took a break during the pandemic, but I have always enjoyed being part of Markham Board of Trade because I get opportunities like this to speak with you, and you being a leader for the Markham Board of Trade, you ensure that everybody's involved and you get to know people, and that means a lot in a big city like Markham. But I also love just coming to the breakfast networking. Sometimes I come to the breakfast networking events, sometimes it's the after 5, or this, like I said, this is one of my favorite events at the Women's Luncheon. And the vendors that are here, great, but it's just seeing the familiar faces, especially when I've been a member for almost 10 years. Walking in and seeing familiar faces and seeing everybody that just makes you feel so welcome and appreciated and like they're happy to see you. So it's been a great part of my business life as being a member of the Markham Board of Trade, and I truly appreciate the opportunity and, like I said, the people.
Well, no, we appreciate you and really appreciate your involvement as a leader in the community.
Thank you.
No, thank you. And what does community mean to you from in the Markham business ecosystem, and how do women-led networks and initiatives kind of shape or shift the landscape?
So community to me is everything. That is what my business is about. It's about community. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, it's not about the space in particular that I have, the 3 spaces that I have for people to come. It's about building the community, and I have the most amazing staff, and they bring that female hospitality first, roll out the red carpet energy to the spaces. Our 5-star reviews are all about how people have been treated. They'll mention, it's a lovely boardroom, the catering was great, It's bright, but they always mention how they were treated and how they felt in our spaces. And I think that is the whole role of community. And I think Markham has a very large women's network. So within the Markham Board of Trade, within different business networking groups like Fem City, and it's incredible to see women supporting women. I think we are we're a very strong women entrepreneurial community.
So I guess what mindset shift would you have experienced that kind of move you through some of the toughest moments in your own leadership or business journey?
I think a big mindset shift for me was, I think, just that feeling of I'm enough. And I think that has only happened in the last few years. We're in a good place right now, and it's exciting, like more opportunities, but I'm not fighting. That hamster wheel's not running as much as it used to. I've got, like I mentioned, amazing team of women behind me as well. And that mindset shift was just going from this hamster, I have to keep going, and I have to meet as many people as possible, and I have to do this and do that to keep my business going, to like everything's nice, and I feel just much more relaxed.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a good feeling.
So if you could send one message to young women in Markham today, somebody who's questioning whether she belongs or where she belongs, what would you say to her?
I would say join the Markham Board of Trade for sure and come to this women's networking event. But no, I'm just, I'm plugged in that. But also, I think, again, we talked about community, and I think for young people is getting out and meeting people. Because there's such a strong community of women everywhere, but especially in Markham, I find. And I think a good place is to find a group, go out and do some networking, and find your group of people. Test it out, see if you feel comfortable there. Don't be shy too. Grab a friend, because sometimes people are afraid to come out. Even some of my members are a little shy to come out to these type of events. So I'm like, come with me. And it makes all the differences to invite somebody along. And I would say the same for young men too. My son, who's in university, he's taking every opportunity to get involved with everything at the business school. And he has an interview tomorrow for vice president of one of the student council roles. And like, I think young people just need to get involved. Don't sit back on your phones. Get off your phones. Don't rely on AI. Don't rely on technology. But this face-to-face is so much better. You can sit as a young woman starting a business or young man starting a business and do everything from behind your computer. But I think for me, getting out and coming to these type of networking events, workshops where you're meeting people face-to-face is the best thing you can do.
I think that's great advice. Great advice. Thank you very much for spending a little time with us today. And also thank you, The Sixth Story, for helping make this possible. And I really enjoyed the conversation. Of course, always look forward to more.